世界を揺るがせたりためらう気持 素晴らしき世界に今日も乾杯。街に飛び交う笑い声も見て見ぬふりしてるだけの作りはさ、気が触れそうだ。クラクラするほどのいい匂いがずっと刺した鼻の奥、目を覚ます本能のまま今日は誰の番だ。この世界で何ができるのか、僕には何ができるのか。ただその真っ黒な目から涙こぼれ落ちないように、願う未来に何度でもずっと食らいつくこの間違いだらけの世界の中、君には笑ってほしいから、もう誰も傷つけない、強く強くなりたいんだよ、僕が僕でいられるように。素晴らしき世界は今日も安泰。街に渦巻く悪い話も知らない知らないふりして目をそらした。正気の沙汰じゃないな、真面目に着飾った格子、鳴らす足音が弾む、行き先は消えない消えない味が染みついている裏側の世界。清く正しく生きること、誰も悲しませずに生きること、はみ出さずまっすぐに生きること、それが間違わないで生きること、ありのまま生きることが正義か、だましだまし生きるのは正義か。僕のあるべき姿とは何だ、本当の僕は何者なんだ、教えてくれよ教えてくれよ。素晴らしき世界に今日も乾杯。街に飛び交う笑い声も見て見ぬふりしてるだけの作りはさ、気が触れそうだ。クラクラするほどのいい匂いがずっと刺した鼻の奥、目を覚ます本能のまま今日は誰の番だ。この世界で何ができるのか、僕には何ができるのか。ただその真っ黒な目から涙こぼれ落ちないように、願う未来に何度でもずっと食らいつくこの間違いだらけの世界の中、君には笑ってほしいから、もう誰も傷つけない、強く強くなりたいんだよ、僕が僕でいられるように。素晴らしき世界は今日も安泰。街に渦巻く悪い話も知らない知らないふりして目をそらした。正気の沙汰じゃないな、真面目に着飾った格子、鳴らす足音が弾む、行き先は消えない消えない味が染みついている裏側の世界。清く正しく生きること、誰も悲しませずに生きること、はみ出さずまっすぐに生きること、それが間違わないで生きること、ありのまま生きることが正義か、だましだまし生きるのは正義か。僕のあるべき姿とは何だ、本当の僕は何者なんだ、教えてくれよ教えてくれよ。今日も答えのない世界の中で願ってるんだよ、不器用だけれどいつまでも君とただ笑っていたいから、跳ねる心臓が体揺らし叫ぶんだよ、今こそ動き出せ。弱い自分を何度でもずっと食らい尽くすこの間違いだらけの世界の中、君には笑ってほしいから、もう誰も泣かないよ、強く強くなりたいんだよ、僕が僕でいられるように。
best staff
Second
rock
SV,
on.
jeez, man. Did you practice the SV for qualies?
Yeah, they did. Oh, I think
Like
we're
alive?
live now. We should be able to commentate now.
Nice.
And I'm probably able to hear my own voice on stream.
Yeah, I gotta.
Oh yeah, like kid. Oh, okay, I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna watch rock on the stream. This will be better.
君のような人になりたいな僕らしい人になりたいな望むならそうすりゃいいけどさでもそれって本当に僕なのか
Yeah, these are finals now. Got my wife Sofia and RhymesWithMash being our teammate on another tournament. So yeah, we know everything about him.
We're not gonna be biased at all.
Oh no.
What was the problem with the one? I think Sophia had a problem downloading it, right?
Mash giving us problems.
Again?
Come on, Mash.
Always giving us problems, man.
No, like you know what's gonna happen if he loses.
We kick him off the team.
Yeah.
Won't play in our next round.
He has those pictures that he said before. They are gonna disappear.
Yeah.
So we get into the second warm-up now, since we were not able to commentate the first one because we didn't know which voice chat we should be joining. So yes, the second one by Mash is actually one of the maps that we played like yesterday on our match.
And you guys popped off there too.
Kinda.
You guys did really well on that map.
Well, I was kinda in serious mode because I had already lost my two to catch matches that I had on that day. I had to
You weren't gonna lose a third?
No,
Yeah.
I had at least one win.
Sophia with 2 breaks.
Mash being the LM player that he is still full combo. Getting a better
Seems
score
like-
than he did yesterday on our match. What the?
Oh yeah. Seems like once it gets a little bit denser, Sophia starts to break or lose act right there. Already a 1% act lead.
Yeah, despite around like 800, 900 combos, it is really easy to break combos. I think that's where I break most of the times when I would practice this match. Yeah, we can see that my wife Sophie is not handling like kinda well the difficulty of this map. Can't blame them.
Huge 1.8% accuracy lead. It's about 50k in actual score.
Yeah, we were talking before, we were actually commentating like their scores on the qualifiers, Smash being 5th on the LNs and my of Sofia being 8th. It was actually pretty close, but the difficulty of this kind of map is way higher than the maps that there are on the pool.
Yeah, especially with LNs, once you start getting to like release timings, and you know, once they start getting denser, that lead in quality is gonna like grow by a substantial amount.
When I registered for the GS4T, I was playing the map pool from the previous map pool. When I saw the odd loop map from the grand final,
Oh
there
yeah,
was like
that one is.
no LNs, there was like no rice at all, like
It's
2,000
just all on.
sliders.
There's nothing for me to act there. It's so bad.
Well, kind of expecting that kind of map from the next pool and the next pool.
Yeah. Alright, match is closing. Oh. Nice
Yeah,
little
getting to the end of the map, like the last 5 seconds.
nice little warm up, you know, just like 4 minutes or whatever. Just a
like
quick one.
It's like a 1.7 difference in neck for Mash.
Ends up being a 90,000 point win
Yeah.
for Mash. So seems like Sofia has their work cut out for them on LN picks.
Well, let's see what they're gonna go for the bans. Will my waifu Sofia ban any lens after this one? After seeing how good Mash is on them.
Yeah, maybe Mash showed his hand too early.
On my match, like I already knew that Randley was gonna ban the SV1. It's like he said like 1 week earlier. He saw one of my scores and okay, I'm gonna ban that.
Mash loses the role in true horny police fashion.
Nah, we won. You can't say that. We won the role.
We got one. We got one.
Yeah, we got one win with like 100.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So let's see if they're gonna pick first and ban second. I think they're like.
No way they don't, right?
I think it's best to pick first and ban second, because like.
Yeah, there's no reason to ban first.
Yeah. Oh, someone bans what you're gonna ban. You're like, okay, I can ban something else that I'm not comfortable now. I think that's happened when like in the earlier stages. Like I was gonna ban one of the hybrids and the other guy banned it. So okay, I got a 1-free ban now.
Yeah. Oh, goes for ban first. Okay.
He rise too.
And in spite of the warm up, still bans rise too.
Calvin Harris Summer, mapped by a Brazilian player, which is like kind of irony because I'm the same server as he is. And like I said, oh, I'm gonna ban this because it's your map. And now I know my match was the only map that I lost.
According to Mash's super secret notes, he's not a fan of that map either. Called it annoying.
Secret notes. 5 out of 10. And Mash bans SV1. What are you doing, man?
No surprise there. Because we already knew he was gonna ban it.
Just play the SVs, like most of the times it's 3 point because no one else wants to play the SVs.
Oh yeah.
And match starts with LN3, the abandoned shrink party.
So this was really short notice on us commentating, so I haven't played all of the maps yet. I've only really done the Rice ones. What can you say about LN3, Beyond?
Let's just see what Mesh has to say about LN3. A very unforgiving map. Dense release land, sometimes even in reverse. Some speed sections. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. I gotta like open my game so I can see my own scores on this, which are not good because I can't play LN. Yeah, like my best score is a 953 with like 98.5x.
Beyond scores
What? Well, since I haven't picked any of the LNs in my match, like after the first match that I played today, like I saw Wrangler's Rachel and I thought, okay, if he don't miss, he's gonna destroy me on X, so picking an LN against him will be suicide. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose, so I'm gonna avoid.
Despite the
taking it.
break, hack between the two is really close.
Both of them like low 9080s. Even one of the breaks, like my Sophia's breaks again. It was around 200 combo behind match. And right now around a 20k difference on scores.
Another break from Sophia. That's gotta hurt.
Lots of breaks. And they act like 1% apart now.
Oh yeah. Just in that really short time period, the score just went from almost even to very mash-sided. Looking like 40k lead here.
There's like still 1 minute left for the match. So unless Mash like misses really hard and drops some real high act, I think this match is kind of settled now. With a 1500k difference. Julian was also terminated by the Nightborn because he was using taps. Just like I did some minutes ago.
Nice score by Mash, honestly. Oh yeah.
Next year, 98.8 act. Well, let's see where will they go from there, because they see they lost on the first LN. Mash will probably pick the other two LNs, because maybe he thinks it's a free win for him.
Oh yeah.
2 100s by Mash.
Here goes for HB2.
Macaron Moon.
Oh yeah. Mash likes this one. I like this one. Good song.
It's a good song, like kind of the first Ki is kind of really easy to miss. There's some small LN bursts.
Oh yeah, Mash called it a choke machine. So
Yeah.
can't wait to see some spicy breaks in this one.
So, like I did like 2 scores on this map. Like I broke like right at the end one of them, and the other got a FC with a 99.2 egg. Not the best, but
It's pretty good.
I don't think I would have won it on a match, especially against Randy. Yeah, right at the start we can see some small lands along with like some rice on the side.
Well, no chokes so far.
We are getting to the part of the choke machine, as the match said.
Slight act lead by Mash. See if he can keep that up.
Yeah, he's more like 0.2x. Yeah. As he said himself, like with the choke machine,
Commentators.
cursing our own teammates.
Oh man.
Or even with the drop.
Sorry,
he's-
Mash.
Well, now he's like 0.2 Ek behind. Well, Ek alone probably won't lead him to the win. I have to get a break from Sofia or like a really high Ek to get this back.
Halfway through the map now.
Well, we're getting closer to the second section of that is a choke machine.
Acts are actually evening out right about now, but that break from Mash is gonna hurt the score.
Even X, but like he's 500 points behind, 5,000 points. Oh, but
Break from Sofia, is that gonna be
break.
enough?
Oh, the scores are flicking.
It's flickering.
Now Mash is on the lead. Oh, but
Oh.
the Mash misses right at the end.
Gives back the combo break.
Oh,
But another one from
really?
Sofia as this
Oh.
song draws
Is
to
there
a
enough
close.
time?
This is actually gonna be. It's gonna be close. Oh,
1.8k difference.
well played from both of them.
Same
Ended up
act.
with the same act, yep. But those 5 breaks from Mash
Oh, Mash.
really gotta
Man.
hurt.
Oh, Mash.
Less than 2k separated them.
Oh, let's see if
was a
Mash
really
will
good
keep
match.
going. Will keep going with the LNs now.
Oh yeah. Almost
Yeah,
instantly
LN1.
picks LN1. Yep.
The Queen. I think it's a pretty well-known map. Like, in like 3 or 4 tournaments that I've seen this map being picked, NBS 3 included.
That was the really scuffed one, right?
What? Oh yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not really. I think it was one of the most organized tournaments that I've been, at least as a staff member.
Okay.
Yeah, Say Giant says like NBS 3 map go bruh. Like, I think it was 2 last year when we had like a monthly tournament that was hosted by Sinaeb. I don't know how to say his name, her name. But yeah, I saw this map on that. I saw this on NBS 3 and now here.
Song's a banger. Anything by MTU.
that we're talking about how scuffed it was when it wasn't even scuffing the slightest. Well, yeah, Taijiro has his point. I think like Redis did his best in the tournament. Like the tools that he gave us, the reffing tool he gave us was really nice. We had almost no trouble reffing the matches.
What was that really scuffed tournament you were talking about in the group chat?
Okay, let me see. This one.
Anyways, back to the match.
Back to the video game.
Both players holding full combo. They're chilling. Mash with a slight accuracy advantage.
Oh, we say that. Okay, Sofia breaks now. It really dropped some X, going back to the 9080s, high 9080s, as Mash still keeps his 99.7.
Really nice score by Mash. Not biased, by the way. Still totally winnable for Sofia though. Mash needs to just
Like even if he
break a couple
breaks,
times.
one break is not gonna be enough unless it's like a break with a real egg drop. Yeah, Mash seems really comfortable with the LNs. So, like there's just one more LN on the pool, and he's probably gonna pick that next. We know your strategy, Smash. We know all about you.
Can't hide from us.
Well, a really convincing win for Mash.
Oh yeah, 987.
90,
Four greats with a 99.62.
Damn. Do I have to play this guy next? Well, still don't know who's gonna win on the losers grand final, but either way, I'm scared of both of them.
Still a very nice score by Sofia too, 962.
Yeah, but those misses and those two 50s really took its toll on the act and on the combo itself.
Oh, Sofia's pick instantly goes to Rice 5. This is gonna be...
Well, let's see the Rice
telephone
5.
number.
Oh, yeah, it's the tech map. Like that. Earlier this week, people were saying like this was the hardest map on the pool. It's kind of hard because the timing is weird and the grace notes are kind of hard to act. But like other than that, it's a pretty straightforward map. It has some speed up parts, but I think the players at the finals should be able to handle that.
I'm just wondering what happens if you call the telephone number.
Yeah, Mash saying he lost to Randley once. Oh, you're just gonna win now? And then both members of the Horn Police gonna be like first and second. Me being second because I'm probably gonna lose the last match. Inside Jiren says he's going to call the telephone number.
You do that, Sajiro.
First note that we can already see that Sofia has not the best act. 1% apart from Mash.
Dropping a lot of 300s too.
Yeah, but yeah, Mash act also dropped. And that's why I banned this map on my match earlier today. Like I played this on a multi, on a lobby with a friend. And like, oh, I did FC, but like 97% deck. I'm not confident to pick that on a match.
Oh yeah.
And Seijiro says someone actually picked up with the call, and he immediately hang up. Number is from Missouri. Okay, would they mind if someone from Brazil called them?
I don't think they would pick up. Not gonna lie, Beyond.
Like what? Who's this guy talking Portuguese with me? would they even know what Portuguese is? Would they think it's Spanish?
I would hope they know. I know the difference, Beyond. Don't worry.
Okay.
Map is still really, really close. Just 0.1% accuracy separating each of them. Two greats is all it takes. And as I say that, Mash actually dropped a couple.
But so did Sofia.
Score is now flickering.
At the ending part is where the accurate goes down.
It's gonna be really close.
Oh my.
Look at that.
0.05 difference.
Wow.
800 points. Whoa, that one.
One grade
from, one grade was all it took.
Dang, that's another close map by them. This is a really good, like, even match, at least for the Rice picks.
If you see, like, Mesh is winning 3-1, but that doesn't show how close the maps are.
It could have been 3-1 for Sofia, just as easily.
Yeah, okay, come on, Mesh. Pick LN2. We know you wanna do it.
Might as well. There we go.
LN2, please. So the Mesh going for the Hard Forecast by Eevee. Probably the best song in the pool, in my opinion.
Let's see what Mesh wrote about this song. Banger, not very dense LNs, but can be a little fast. Okay. So it seems like everyone likes the song.
Yeah, I had another map set of this song that's like 4-star, and I thought, oh, is this the one that was picked? Because that was kind of harder than this one. It's like a LN dump. And just, okay, we got to the chorus of the song, I'm just gonna put some random notes on here. You know, like, they're 20 seconds in the map. Mesh really had a hard start on this one.
Oh yeah. But as we've seen with the other LN maps, I suspect once he gets like a little bit more dense, Sofia might crack under the pressure. Or at least more compared to Mesh.
I like the pressure on the later stages on a tournament to really take its tools. Like, myself included, like, when it gets to the later stages of the tournament, I get kind of bored of playing. And I like, oh, I don't wanna do this, wanna do this anymore. And like, especially since now it's a best of 11, and
Oh,
next stage should be like a best of 13. So gotta play at least 7 maps. Not really into that. Last year on MBS 2, like I was on losers finals actually, and I went to tiebreaker, and I was, I don't want to play this, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
And
It's like you have to practice so many maps. Just
I won the tiebreaker and had to do another match in like an hour. That's when I lost.
score's still flickering after the halfway point. Acts are basically the same. Can really evenly match between the two of them.
Is this the right choice by Mash? Maybe he got too comfortable in the LN. Maybe he thinks, okay, I can win on all LN picks. But...
yeah, I wonder what'll happen, what he's gonna pick once these LNs are done, like after this.
He'll probably go for the SV2 or maybe even the hybrid one. We can try an egg battle on some of the rices as well. Like the Rice 4, Supersonic is the easiest one to egg.
Yeah. Maybe some chord jacks. Mesh has been killing it with chords.
Yeah, but we really dropped some egg now, but maybe the LN pick will fire back.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and just as I say that,
it actually drops.
Now the scores are flickering back to Mash. Even he didn't break, but he's X2 lower. But that one miss will do the job for Mash.
That's really tough for Sofia. Wow, that one miss at the end, just
for 4,000 difference.
Wow, 4,000 difference.
Sofia with a better ratio, but the one miss was all it took for Mash to win this one. And now Mash ran out of the lens.
One off his picks, that's really good. Takes a 4-1 lead.
What will he pick next?
Yeah. Will Sofia pick next? Question. Picks Rice 6, which is speed.
Oh, be fortunate.
Yep.
Yeah. Super awkward part, like 1/4 of the way through. Really easy to miss. Right at the beginning, I actually know what part he's talking about. Like I really dropped on the beginning of the map. And I did my best score on the map while I was on the match, so 980.
You think we'll see scores like that from these two?
Well, since it's like basically some streams, and like there's not many chords or jacks on the map as far as I remember. This will be a tough battle for Mesh. Because I know he's good on those patterns because we're playing together. And the score that he did on break stuff yesterday was really good.
Quick pause from the competitors as Mash goes to P. But he's back. He P'd and is ready to go.
Mash said he washed his hands. Okay.
Good job, Mash.
Putting your hands under the
Proud of
cold-
you for doing something everyone should
Yeah,
do
doing the
after they go to the bathroom.
putting your hand under the cold water just before starting a map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saijuran doesn't seem washing your hands after peeing is a requirement. Well, unless you accidentally pees all over yourself.
Very debatable. We can talk about it later, Sajira.
Yeah, we'll talk on our own match about that.
Yeah. Team washes their hands versus team doesn't wash their hands.
Okay, well, back to the match. Match.
Slight axe lead by Mash.
Oh, yeah. A speed pick
And
by
it's really gone.
a speed pick by Sofia that got third on Rise, and Mash that got 10th, and on Ek like we got 4th and Mash got 8th. Maybe he or she, I don't know. It's banking on that qualifier scores to judge which map they should or should not pick. But it's 99.8, but is that right?
Is that the screen or?
1.5, yeah, 99.5 because I can't see. Imagine RhymesWithMash just types into this chat when playing the match. He's got magical hands.
Ooh, big drop by Mash.
Big drop.
That's gonna hurt. That's a game changer.
The real game changer. Oh, but Sofia has a really act drop there.
Might not matter though.
Yeah. A break from him is still gonna be needed for Mash. But I was like approaching the end of the match.
Big break!
Oh.
It goes back to Mash's side. That's huge, and he
And
takes
a
it.
win!
Mash
The
takes it
last 5 seconds of the map.
again. Wow,
Yeah, we can see that.
that's
Sofia did
the second time.
a better ratio, but those 22 200s rule. Oh, those were the game changers.
That's so unfortunate by Sofia.
Mash instantly leaves the match just to say swag on the stream chat.
Mash just has, I don't know, some kind of cheat code installed into Sophia's computer or something, man.
I was like, well, match point for Mash now. Mash with the match point. Everything rhymes with Mash. Just like his name says.
It's like trash. Oh, it is 5-1, but honestly, like
not even
what
close.
four of these matches were really close, right? So
And Mash goes with Rice 3. 1 minute match.
oh yeah, he's got to be feeling good on the chord jacks.
Oh yeah.
He killed it on break yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Like
It was yesterday. Time flies.
now he thinks like a 1 minute and a
Yesterday
half.
seems like
something.
50. Honestly, yesterday felt like 50 years ago.
Oh yeah. I even like woke up earlier for my match today, so I've been up all day just waiting for Mash's match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so some jacks, small jump sections, like yeah, car jacks. Hey, here we go for probably the last map of this match.
Can't discount Sophia. They're a fighter.
Do we reverse sweep? But right at the start,
Commentator's
like he already missed some X, so let's see how this will go at the end. This was my first pick today, and I thought I was gonna be good, but I only won because Randley missed like mid map, but I also missed and I missed like the last chord, like it's more land and I just released it.
Yeah, this is one of the only maps that I've played through in like the 30 minutes that I was given to download the maps and play through them, so I could, at least have some knowledge. So I don't know, it felt like really comfy when I was playing through it.
Just before the match, I did a 990.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I was talking to Randley, the game chat. I said I did a good score, but Sofia
that's
was
just
right
fine.
there.
No, that's just fine.
Okay.
Trolling us.
And then I said, I did a good score before the match. And then he said, I also did one, 996. And what? It's not even close to my good.
Full combo from both. Scores flickering.
I thought Sofia missed for a second. Yeah, it was just the client being done. Yeah, we're getting to the end of the map.
Oh my god! Takes it. Another close one by Mash.
Mash takes
That's crazy.
His match point, winning the match 6-1.
It was unfortunate that they missed in like the last couple of seconds on two of them.
Yeah, you can see like that Sofia's reach was better than Mash, but those 200 really dropped the egg.
So well played by both of them. That was a really good match, and the score doesn't really reflect how close each map was.
Yeah, Ness, Nigerian says my waifu Sofia is eliminated, getting the 4th place on the tournament.
Well played from them. Really well played. That was a really good performance.
And now we're to get all the 3 last players remaining. It's Randley and Mash and myself. I'm waiting to see who I'm gonna face on the grand finals. And I'm thinking that if I lose my first match, I still gonna play a second one. Because bracket reset and all that.
Oh yeah. Who do you think would take it in losers? Randley versus Mash. No bias.
Well, Mash said like he lost to Randley earlier on the tournament. It was like 5-2 on semifinals, I guess, or round of 8. I don't remember when it was.
Round 3.
Yeah, it was the increased difficulty of the match pool. There's like not really a way to tell who's gonna win, but I'm sure that Mash is gonna bank on the LN picks again. But so will Randley, because he was first on the qualifiers. Randley the only reason left he didn't got first was the SV, because he said he doesn't like to memorize maps, so he didn't practice the SV, and he got ranked 20. But other than that, he got first on Rice, second on Ek, first on LN, and first on Hybrid. Like, he's a good overall player.
Like a monster. Oh yeah.
He's always someone from the Philippines. I wonder why.
Filipinos.
Yeah, now the match is over. Gonna see you guys on the next week. Don't know if they will let me commentate after all the.
Maybe you can commentate your grand finals.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna commentate
while you're playing grand finals. Just go ahead and
A friend of mine was watching the stream earlier. He was commentating for me, like was me, voice chat with him, and he was saying, he won because of that one miss. But yeah, fun times. First time commentating a match. It's like sorry for my.
That first time hearing you, Beyond, that was nice.
Yeah, we're on a team like for 3 weeks, and and you haven't heard my voice. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry for my bad English because I can type but I can't speak. It's been like
No, you're fine. Doing really. You did fine.
9 years since I took an English class.
That's you speak it. You speak English better than I can speak Portuguese. So.
Have you ever tried to learn Portuguese?
Nope.
Then
You wanna hear my Portuguese?
Nah, I'm fine.
Fogo de chao. There you go.
Mash say my English is like Shakespeare. What? Shakespeare is bad, man. Well, I think we're done now, so I'll be leaving. You know what
You know
I
what?
meant. Yeah, I know, man.
Get in.
We're gonna have a talk with Taijin
Yeah.
about that washing or not washing your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and get in.
We're gonna settle
General
that.
Gizmo
Yeah,
T.
we're gonna settle that on our own match.